Good morning, and welcome to episode 271 of Getting Rich. I'm your host, Rich Checkin, president of Asset Strategies International, and today is Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. Astronauts on the Artemis II head back to Earth after getting a glimpse at the dark side of the moon. And the world they return to still has the Republic of Iran in it. At the 11th hour, President Trump extended his deadline of 8 p.m. Eastern Time last night for 2 weeks as Iran offered a 10-point peace proposal to include the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. The Pakistani brokered agreement is said to be workable from a negotiation standpoint and contains all the points that President Trump was seeking. On the news, gold, silver, and equities all moved up, and oil dropped below $100 per barrel. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers for precious metals over the past week. Gold is up 1.2%, trading at $4,790.60 an ounce. Last week it was $4,734.70. Silver's up 2.9%, trading at $77.04 an ounce. It was $74.86 last week. Platinum's up 3.5%, trading at $2,049 an ounce. It was $1,980 an ounce last week. And palladium's up 3.1%, trading at $1,553 an ounce. It was $1,507 per ounce last week. With silver outperforming gold, it's going to take less ounces of silver to buy that ounce of gold. So your gold-silver ratio is down to 62.18 from 63.25 last week. And the dollar under a little bit of pressure. It was pushing 100, actually tipped over it at one point 2 weeks ago. It's back down below 100 at 98.85. Last week it sat at 99.51. So I asked everybody last week to share with me their thoughts, actually for the past 2 weeks, to share with me their thoughts as to what it was going to take to get the gold and silver prices moving again. And I did get an answer over the past week from Owen Allen Kissling. So thanks, Owen. Owen says, once liquidity and credit begin increasing, the liquidations will ease and gold and silver will begin rising again. Whether it is more central bank easing or just an improvement in sentiment, once liquidations cease, the prices will rise. Central banks are still buying and currencies are still being debased. Nothing has changed in the fundamentals. And Owen, I could not agree with you more. I think that's a fabulous analysis. And a lot of people lose sight of the fact that, as the stock markets were dropping, leverage positions were falling into a place where they needed to have a margin call. People seek that most liquid asset on earth, that's gold, silver to follow, to go ahead and sell, raise cash, and meet those demands. So yeah, the liquidity crunches tend to drain gold and silver from a liquidity standpoint. So well done. I agree with you. I did receive another comment from T-Bone 5654. He says, silver cheap. So if you'll recall, I said that gold was dirt cheap and silver was even cheaper. T-Bone says, silver cheap. It's still up over 150% in a year. Silver is cheap when it's trading at or below the average cost of productions for primary silver miners. Today, silver is trading at triple the all-in average cost for miners. So T-Bone, I could not disagree with you more. I think the silver price has been held artificially low for an incredibly long period of time. It is finally moving up, something it should have done long ago. This is pent up demand, pent up pressure, and I think we have plenty of room to go. If you recall, the reason I think silver is dirt cheap is based on the fundamentals. The fundamentals were good enough to get it to $120, $115 an ounce. We look at the 5 years of deficit production. The first two wiped out 11 years of surplus production. We look at all the demand going into databases for AI, solar panels, batteries, you name it, plus the kick-in of the investor demand, which we started to see the second half of that last year. That was enough to get it up over 100. But when China went ahead and increased their restrictions for export quotas, this is the world's 70% producer of refined silver. When that happened January 1st, I think we doubled those predictions. So instead of looking at, $80 to $100 an ounce silver, we're looking at $160 to $200 an ounce silver. I still think, even here, it's dirt cheap. We can agree to disagree. As always, we'd like you to go ahead and follow us on our YouTube channel, subscribe, send us your comments and questions. I'll handle them on the air and I'll give you my thoughts and some feedback. Always take our social media posts, and take them in, take our twice weekly, always something interesting alerts, and our once monthly information line newsletter, which comes out tomorrow. Fantastic issue with articles from Jim Woods, Adrian Day, and a short interview with myself and Avi Gilbert. We'll go ahead and send that out tomorrow. But in the end, don't ever forget that getting rich starts with keeping what's yours.